If you'll let me
Absolutely.
borrow it.
Thomas Peterson.
Mhm.
All right. We are back and we are in Mexico City for the fight night. Moreno versus Erceg. And I'm glad to be back on this Thursday night talking some fights with you, Dale.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the people joining the Tussle Talk on a Thursday.
Hell yeah. Um, like we always do, small 2-3 minute recap of last weekend. Um, solid ass card. Um, I returned thanks to Sean Brady. I hit a submission 3-4-5 prop, $100, returned 1,000. That was my whole night. I did win $1,700 thanks to Mason and Dan too. They bet against me. That's all good. You guys will learn sooner or later. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was a good night. It was fun. I bet the most I've ever bet on somebody, and that was Sean Brady. I thought he was just going to beat Leon Edwards for sure. And the rest of the night, you had pointed out, Dylan, no knockouts, only submissions, and I think there was only like 3 submissions, maybe 4.
Yeah.
But it seemed to be like an action-packed night too, though. Like watching the whole fights as much as we could. It was pretty lit. So it was a good card. Um, if Kevin Holland would have finished in the first round, I would have won Mason like $2,200. I would have won McLean like $2,200. I would have won a bunch, whatever. It was an awesome card, but nonetheless, we'll jump right into Mexico City, and we got Brandon Moreno against Steve Erceg for the main event. Flyweight baby, love flyweight fight. So we got Moreno. He's 31 years old. He is the minus 195 favorite. He is 5'7", 70-inch reach. Steve Erceg's 29 years old. Um, plus 165 slight underdog. He's 5'8", 68.5-inch reach. So right there, I got to point that out right away. It's interesting. So Steve Erceg is always the bigger flyweight. It seems to be. He's a big guy. But he's going to be, he always seems to sacrifice, not always, but the reach. Like he's a bigger guy than Brandon Moreno. But right away, he's at a reach deficiency. So both these guys are young, 31 and 29 in the flyweight division. You already know Brandon Moreno has been the champion, defending champion. The only people he's ever fought are the best in the division. So I'm gonna keep it short and quick, dude. Um, I know me and you talked right before we were getting live here, but it's your favorite fight of the night. I think it's gonna be a great fight, but I'm not gonna waste time. And I'm going with Brandon Moreno, dude. I think Brandon Moreno goes out there, shows him that veteran that he is. I think he's better than Steve Erceg. I think Steve Erceg's chin is there to be hit, and I think Brandon Moreno is going to try to make a statement in Mexico City. You fight with Brandon Moreno for 25 minutes. He's been there, done that. He lives there. He trains there. There's so much into this. I think Brandon Moreno, I'm going to say, probably knocks him out for the show. I think he beats him. I think he probably knocks out Steve Erceg in like the third or fourth or fifth. I think that might be a nasty prop, your boy. If I'm up, I'm gonna probably bet that Brandon Moreno 3-4-5 knockout prop. But I think Brandon Moreno beats him, or just decisively beats him, unanimous decision. What about you, bro?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good fight. I'm like you said, it's my favorite fight of the card. I think it's gonna be just kind of greasy bloodbath, and I'm thinking it's gonna go to decision. I would like to see Steve Erceg win, but I cannot disagree with you on how good Brandon Moreno is. I don't know, I'm a big Erceg fan, but his head movement is really lacking. I think Moreno's gonna get the timing down and just kind of piece him apart. So your knockout prop for that and 3, 4, 5 could probably be pretty nice, I imagine.
Yeah, that's that's crazy. Sorry, I just got a notification on my phone that Elko, we experienced two large booms this afternoon. Anyone else experience it? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, dude. All right, so right away we agree with the Brandon Moreno win. I had to look this up. So Brandon Moreno. All right, they won't give me all that yet. They'll give me all the prop tomorrow. But Brandon Moreno by knockout in round 4 is 2,200 plus 2,200 in round 4. Or round 3 plus 2,000. So they're really close. I think he knocks him out. Honestly, maybe even in the second. I might do 2, 3, 4. So if I get there, but yeah, Brandon Moreno. We both agree right off rip. We can move on to the next one. Excuse me. We got Manuel Torres against Drew Dober, and I gotta say right away, he's my underdog of the card. He's not much of an underdog. Right now, he's like plus 105, plus 110, and he started at the betting favorite. Excuse me, a lot of money, or not a lot of money, but a lot of love's coming on Drew Dober. And I see why, but first off, Manuel Torres, 30 years old, 5'10, 73-inch reach, and this kid's slick, man, and he's going up against Drew Dober. He's 36 years old. A lot of miles on those, dude. You know, he got knocked out by Matt Frivola, and then he got knocked out. We didn't get really knocked out, but Gene Silva had that nasty fucking cut, and they had to stop the fight. Um, Drew Dober's a gangster though. I like I told you, Dill. I really see Manuel Torres is like super athletic and not the future of the lightweight division, but he's gonna knock out a lot of people in the UFC. I think I don't even know if he'll ever be a championship caliber, but I think he's gonna be like top ranked, like top 13 to 15 for a while, and getting beat by like Dan Hooker and stuff like that. So he's nasty. He's powerful. I think Drew Dober's got some wear and tear on the chin. Yeah, he did take a beating by Gene Silva. I just think Manuel Torres is different. Manuel Torres recently lost to Ignacio Bahamondes. Ignacio, I think, would knock out Drew too. He's just so long and big for the division. Manuel Torres can be a little bigger than Drew Dober. Reach and height. Drew Dober is muscly as hell and he's stocky and he's great. He's a great fighter. He can knock you out. Um, I got to say right away though, I do think Manuel Torres submits him. I locked in a nasty little two legger and a three-legger. I got to read these for you. Um, Manuel Torres round 1, so just round 1, plus 230, and Joe Pfeiffer round 1, plus 325. $100 or $77 pays $1,000. I'm just saying,
Hey.
and that's two legs. I just need two things to happen, and then I really like this. Manuel Torres by submission in round 1 at plus 800. He did it to Chris Duncan. I think he can do it to a weathered Drew Dober. I think Chris Duncan that win is aging really well. Look what Chris Duncan just did last weekend and the fight before that. So Torres submission round 1 plus 800 paired with Ateba Gatiar, the big middleweight Francis Ngannou guy coming up later in the card, knockout in round 1 plus 240. $78 pays me 2,300 for
Dang.
those two. Um, So if Manuel Torres does knock him out in the first round, I do have him inside the distance prop paired with some other shit I'll show you later. But I really do think Manuel Torres submits him in round 1 or 2. I do have a round 2 prop. Um, I don't know, man. I think it probably just sticks in the first round. All his finishes are in the first round. Drew Dober is going to be there to fight. He's not going to step back. It's going to be fucking fireworks. Co-main event, dude. Don't blink. Don't go for the bathroom break. Don't do anything because it's going to be just all out war. I did see the under 1.5 is at like a juice minus 185. Probably the way everybody should bet this fight. But minus 185 is great. But I personally think all the stock is in Drew Dober at this point, but the betting line is showing um, Manuel Torres. He's like a plus 240, was it, for round 1? But then the what's his face, Drew Dober was like a way higher prop inside the distance than Manuel Torres was. So that's telling me the bookies are thinking Manuel Torres is probably going to finish this fight because his prop is way lower than Drew Dober's. But the money, they're a pick 'em pretty much right now. So it's really confusing. The bookies don't even know what the hell to do. I think it's a phenomenal fight. I love Drew Dober. Love watching him fight. It's going to be an awesome fight. But give me Manuel Torres, dude. One concern, dude, he throws everything and he'll take whatever you got to give, but he keeps his chin up high, and Ignacio Bahamondes proved it. He chin checked him, and Chris Duncan definitely hurt him because he keeps his chin up way too high. And Drew Dober is a very good counter striker. He's fought like with the best of the best, Islam Makhachev, Anato Moicano. I could go on forever, but then he's getting knocked out by like Matt Frivola. I think Manuel Torres is 10 times better than Matt Frivola. If Manuel Torres fought Matt Frivola, he would send him into the third row in the first round. I guarantee it. So long story short, I just really like this fight. It's my favorite fight of the night. He's my underdog of the whole card. He's tiny underdog, but he is an underdog. Give me Manuel Torres, bro. What are you gonna do? What you thinking?
I like it. I think it's gonna be a great fight as well. Very close, like you said, and kind of pick them. And the odds, I mean, Tapology's got Dover, I think, as a favorite of knocking them out, which I mean, it's very close. So yeah, they have a
Yeah.
high percentage on Dover knocking him on them out, but they have Torres as just a slight favorite, 51%. So like you said, just a little odd, little weird. And it's amazing Manuel's average fight time is only like 240. He's only in there for about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So he's just so much output. Strikes landed per minute over 7. He's
That's
got takedown accuracy, 66% takedown defense, 88%. Not saying that Dover really goes for a bunch of takedowns, but it's going to be a banger. They're going to stand and just exchange all the time with a 3-inch reach too. He just better keep that chin tucked.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like Torres.
You do. Okay. I like that you point out that in Tapology, and you know this already, but community, these are community picks we could pick right now. When Alex Pereira fought Magomed Ankalaev and the money line was like literally a pick 'em, I had Magomed Ankalaev, and when I made all that money, I was riding or dying with him, and Tapology was like plus 78% knockout Alex Pereira and the rest were Ankalaev because it's all the community and fans. People like Alex Pereira more than they like Magomed. And people probably know Drew Dober more than they know Manuel Torres right now, but they're gonna find out, dude. Um, I can see Torres getting chinned too, though. Like Drew Dober is a great counterpuncher. He can take damage, but can he take a step in elbow right on his nose, followed up by a hook by Manuel Torres? Like he's got nasty knees, great leg kicks. His takedown defense is pretty solid, actually. People are hating on his takedown defense. The dude's strong, man, and he's 30 now. Like he's coming into his own. He's in his prime. Drew Dober he's out of his prime, and I just see Manuel Torres flooring him, dude. Like either first round knockout, but I'd really like a submission. I think he's gonna club and sub him. I think Drew Dober has laid the blueprint out on how you can beat him, and like Hanato Moicano, just grappled him for 3 rounds and beat him that way. Islam tapped him out in the first. He's been choked out. He's been armbarred. I think Manuel Torres, man. So moving on to the next one, we both agree we're 2 for 2 right now. Um, Another really fun one. You got Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pfeiffer. Kelvin Gastelum is a plus 400 underdog. These are always starting lines. He's 33 years old, 5'9", 71.5 inches for middleweight. You got Joe Piper as a minus 550 favorite, starting 28 years old, 6'2" with a 75-inch reach. Man, Joe Piper is going to look massive compared to Kelvin Gastelum. And I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if it was on X. I rarely go on there, and also it was MMA Twitter, and it's great. It's a picture of Kelvin Gastelum, and he's looking like chunky at middleweight because he just fought Sean Brady at welterweight. He said he trained as hard as he's ever done in years. He looked okay, and then he goes out there and gets Kimura'd off his back. Sean Brady's amazing, but he doesn't look like Kelvin Gastelum. He looks like an old and weathered one. Um, I'll say it first, man. I think Joe Piper starches him. I don't think Kelvin Gastelum's been knocked out, has he? Maybe once.
No, he has not. This is gonna be the
No,
first.
he's never been. Yeah, dude. I mean, you're never not whatever X fill in the blank until you are. You know what I mean? Like everybody gets, you know, you get your one eventually. Just like Jose Medina later on and or earlier on the card, we haven't went over it yet. I think he gets knocked out too. So I think this card, Mexico City elevation, we gotta talk about the elevation and a fucking mile up in the clouds, fighting in Mexico City. Um, Joe Piper showed in that Jack Hermanson fight that he did have a cardio issue. Um, is Kelvin Gastelum going to be the one to push it? Yeah, Kelvin 5, 3, 4 years ago, probably. I think Joe Piper and Sean Brady are doing something special in Philadelphia, dude. After Sean's performance, he's a number one welterweight contender. Joe grapples with Sean Brady all the time. Matty Betts is calling for a submission by Joe Piper. I could see it. He has a few submissions, but Joe Piper is all about just knocking you the fuck out. And if he could say, I'm the first one to knock out Kelvin Gastelum, Israel Adesanya couldn't do it. He'd talk his shit, get firepower, and maybe fight Israel Adesanya in a comeback fight. I don't know. Um, I think Joe Piper. I think Joe Piper starts him possibly in round one, maybe round two, but he's got all that knockout power in round one. Hear me out. Kelvin Gastelum sometimes quits in his fights. He's getting paid a bunch of money right now because he's fought for years. He's only 33. He's fought since he was like 23 in the UFC. Um, I think Joe Piper lands some really good jabs. He's going to have a wicked reach, and he's got a height advantage. I think he throws some good jabs, good hooks, gets Kelvin moving, some good leg kicks. He works the body, and Kelvin gets worried about the body and getting his hands down, and Joe Piper hooks him nasty. Kelvin doesn't get completely knocked out, but he gets dropped to the ground and he curls up because Joe hits hard as fuck, and Joe just feeds it to him and he gets a TKO stoppage in round one. I think Kelvin Gastelum is a great fighter. I just don't think he can be. I don't think he should be fighting this caliber of guys anymore in the UFC. He's probably got to be a gatekeeper from guys coming out of the contender series and shit. So, yeah, give me Joe Piper probably round one knockout. How about you?
Piper just by knockout is plus 275.
I love that,
It'd
man.
be kind of,
It's all
that'd be
because
kind of nice.
It's all because he's never been knocked out.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like Piper as well on Piper's side. Kevin's just he's getting up there, man. Um, he's been around a bit, and I like the height that Piper's got. Like you said, he's gonna look huge. He's got 4-inch reach. So yeah, give me Joe. I mean, we'll just keep it pretty quiet and simple. Kevin's gonna gas. Well, it'll be interesting to see him on weigh-ins too, how big he's looking. But yeah, give me Joe.
All right, I love that. And after you just told me that, I had to look. Joe Piper round one knockout is a plus 650. I am pairing this right now. Him round one knockout with Manuel Torres by submission round one with plus 800. It gives me 6650. I'm doing it, dude. You only live once, you know?
Certainly.
Locked it
You've been
in.
on a heater too the last couple of weeks. Might as well keep riding it hot.
Thank you, bro. And I'm glad you've been too. By the way, since we're halfway through the show, what are you doing on Saturday? You busy?
I'll be out of town.
You going to see your brother or something?
Yeah, I'll be seeing him, but not at his place. We'll be in like Iowa,
Cool, dude.
so we'll be watching the fights down there.
All right. Sounds good. So, all right. We are literally 3 for 3 so far. I hear a lot of people chattering about, Kelvin, he can take a punch. He's never been knocked out. Joe Piper has a gas tank issue. It's Mexico City. I get it, right? I totally get it.
Yeah,
I just think Joe Piper hits so fucking hard, and Kelvin's he's been fighting the best guys, and your chin goes eventually. So next, Rolls Royce's Jr. versus Vince Morales, and I don't know, man. Something's telling me there's going to be an upset here. I watched Vince Morales a month ago fight Elijah Smith to like a super competitive fight, and that was a month ago, and now he's returning to fight one of the up and coming prospects in the UFC division, the UFC, excuse me, bantamweight division. You got Rolls Royces Jr., 20 years old, 5'9", 67-inch reach against Vince Morales, who's 34 years old, 5'7", with a 70-inch reach. So he's gonna have a 3-inch reach advantage. You know, Vince Morales, he's a decent volume puncher, pressure, all that, but I really like him on the ground, dude. Um, he hasn't really went for submissions in the UFC at all. He doesn't have one. I know he's pretty new to the UFC last year, 2024, but I don't know, man. I think Rolls Royce Jr. still has, he's 20 years old, but he is getting a Vince Morales who's 34, a little weathered. He's 16-9. But Vince Morales, hear me out. He's got he attacks triangle chokes, he attacks arm bars, kimuras, darces, everything off his back. He's got a really slick, nasty darce choke. Elijah Smith almost got caught up on one deep at the end of the third round. And I just think Raul Royce Jr. he can gas out, man. He's gonna be in Mexico City. He wants to show up for his hometown. He's gonna go out there and throw everything in the first round. And if he doesn't get him out of there in the first, and that mouth's hanging open, that live betting spot might be really nice because Raul Royce Jr. beats him up in the first round, and then you see him tired. Vince will probably be like a plus 500. Hammer that home because Vince has cardio. Um, I'm not extremely confident, but I'm not going to be betting Raul Royce Jr. at like minus 510 right now. Like he's not. I just don't see I know he's good, but he's not that good in my book. He almost lost to Richie Lang his last fight, like really close. And I'm looking at the odds right now. He was a minus 1,000 favorite, and he almost lost that fight. I mean, minus 1,000. Now he's a minus 510. So just hear me out, Vince Morales. I do have him in one parlay. It's like a free legger. I just took his money line. I think he could upset him, man. I think he could. I really think he could. So who do you got here? You got a reach advantage, experience. Yeah.
no, I'm on the other side. I got Roas Jr. I mean, I just think Morales is just too old. He hasn't had enough wins in the UFC yet, and he's just, I mean, yeah, lost to Jonathan Martinez, lost to Miles John, lost to Chris Gutierrez. It's just, I think the UFC is kind of his cap, and with him keep on aging. I mean, they're obviously trying to feed Raul Ruiz Jr. So I mean, I think he's gonna get it done. Not inside or anything. And I'm definitely not betting on it with the odds like this. Like, I mean, for him to win by decisions even, and like you said, him going to decision, the third round just looks so sloppy, and it could be like a messy split. And
Can I
him
say
money
one
line
thing,
at
Bill?
minus 510. No, no, thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Go for it.
You when you said right off the bat, like Roll Royce's Jr. compared to Vince Morales, the competition he's fought isn't even close. You take it all the way back to 2018. He fought Song Yadong, right? Plus 425 underdog. And it went to the judges' scorecard, and Vince Morales was like really close to submitting him in a few of those rounds. And then he fought Eamon Zahabi, Chris Gutierrez. He knocked out Louis Smolka, lost to Jonathan Martinez, Miles Johns, um, Taylor Lapilus, super solid fighter that they recently cut for some reason. And then just recently lost a really competitive fight against up and coming Elijah Smith, like super athletic kid. Um, I just think Vince Morales is such a dog, dude, and I just think Roll Royces Jr. needs to prove me that he can fight these guys at 20 years old. Like, I think it's gonna be a really entertaining fight, but you won't catch my dead body betting on Roll Royces Jr. at minus 510. I'll take the underdog or pass.
No, yeah, I hear you there. I think the UFC is gonna do it again to the dog fighters that we kind of like to watch. I think we've seen the pattern, him losing all these unanimous decisions. I think it's gonna happen again. I think the UFC is gonna feed it to Junior.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if it's a really close fight and it's split decision, I think it's a split
Like,
decision all
yeah,
over it. They're gonna give it to Raul Rosas Jr., the younger prospect. So, excuse me.
what is
All
it?
right, we're finally against each other. Well,
Roy's Junior to win by split is plus 450, but I'm not confident enough to touch that. And we're trying to stick to just confident betting here.
yeah, just confident betting. I don't think I'll bet this, but I'm gonna say it for the show. Vince Morales wins inside the distance at plus 650. I think
That's
that's
nicer.
nasty. Um, but
Yeah.
if I was really getting crazy, both of his props, TKO and knockout, are plus 1400, both of them. And I see a submission on Roll versus Junior, so I would just bet the submission at plus 1400. That's fucking wild. I got to take a stab at that. I'm gonna do a little something. I have a small parlay that wins me like I think it's like 300 or something in the beginning of the card if they both win. And if that happens, I might have to sprinkle 100, just a unit on Vince Morales by submission. So moving on, me and Dylan are against each other on that one, so we're 3 for 1 um, on the night so far. Moving down the card, still on the main card, you got David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira, and I'll keep this short because I just have no trust in Simon Oliveira, so I'm picking David Martinez. I'm gonna pick him. Definitely not betting it. I'm gonna sit back and watch and enjoy this one. How about you?
100% agreeing with you on that one. Give me Martinez, and I think he's actually going to get done inside the distance. I would probably put some money on that, but I want to see what it is here first. I haven't done it yet, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay, I like
Martinez
it.
inside distance at plus 130, so I don't know. Take it or leave it, Peel, but I think he's going to get another knockout.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think too highly of the boys Simone Oliveira. Although I'm not gonna talk bad about him. He's a very game opponent. He's got 11 submission victories and 5 knockouts, and he's only been knocked out once. All of his losses usually come by decision. So, and you got to give it to him. His 2 losses in the UFC: Tony Gravely 3 years ago, and Daniel undefeated Daniel Marcos, literally 2 years and 7 months or so.
Yeah.
This dude
And
hasn't
this is
fought in a while.
Martinez's UFC debut, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not betting that fight. Fight that I will be betting. Moving on, Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas, and we got Ronaldo. He's 25 years old, 5'6", 65-inch reach. to Kevin Borjas, 27 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. Borjas will be 1 inch shorter with a 3-inch reach advantage, which is interesting. Both these guys are kids. I can say that because we're 30 now, 25 and 27. Love to see that in flyweight division. I think Lazy Boy Ronaldo Rodriguez dog walks him probably to a decision. But I don't know, man. I think Rodriguez is special too. He's got 7 knockouts, 5 submissions, 4 decisions, and his 2 losses are by decision, and those come by guys like Jerome Rivera. Like never heard of him. Kind of concerning with that, but he's been fighting in the UFC now. He's got 2 fights in the UFC. Choked out Dennis Bondar and then just unanimous decision to Ode Osborne. Pretty solid. I really do just see Ronaldo Rodriguez. I got him in a few money line parlays. I think I have like 3 or 4 parlays, just straight money line. I'm really excited to watch him fight. He's interesting. He's kind of crazy. He's got a big ass mouth. He's always smiling, getting the crowd fired up. They're in Mexico City. It's gonna be a party, dude. It's gonna be a hell of a card. I wish you could be watching. I know you're gonna have a fun time with family, but it's gonna be a good one. I think there's gonna be a lot of finishes, and if there's any cardio issues with any of these fighters, they're getting exposed. And I do think Kevin Borjas, he fights wild, man. He comes forward. His nickname is El Gallo Negro. He's a wild dude. That's his nickname. Just saying his nickname. Don't cancel me. Um, he's wild. He comes forward and he gets hit a lot. And I think Ronaldo Rodriguez could probably, well, I know he can knock him out. I think it's going to be a club and sub. I think he clubs him. Ronaldo kind of falls, or Borjas falls down and he gets submitted. He did get submitted. Oh, excuse me, I don't know that guy. I thought he got submitted by Costa, but he actually got knocked out. TKO'd on the ground, I should say. So, give me Rodriguez for the official pick, and I do have him bet money line in a couple parlays.
I like it. I just like violence in this one. I mean, neither one of these guys likes to be on the mat at all. They definitely like to throw, but Borjas takes a lot more damage. He absorbs almost like 7 strikes per minute compared to Ronaldo's only 3. So I mean, that's half the damage right there. So depending on who can lick the other one first, really good. I mean, it's gonna come down to it, but I think this one's just gonna be inside the distance.
Nice. Like the inside the distance angle, huh?
And that's at plus 115. Like the fight to finish is plus 115. But I mean, if anyone wants to take a stab at the underdog getting a knockout, like why not go for it? I think
Yeah,
that's at plus what is that? Plus 550. I like
yeah,
violence in this one.
me too, dude. I do kind of like violence in this one. I just got to take Ronaldo's money line because he's only like a minus 160 or minus 150 when I got him. I like that. I think he beats him. So, all right, now we're
Do
back
another
on
two
track.
legger with Ronaldo and somebody else and throw in some spicier odds. Get that plus money.
Okay, well, let's take a few minutes here. So, you got Ronaldo Rodriguez. I think he submits him because this Borjas kid, he's 9-3. Ronaldo's 17-2, right? He's fought many more guys. He's got more experience. Kevin Borjas got submitted by some random. I'm not gonna say, he's a scrub, whatever. On the regional scene, I think Ronaldo can knock him out, or he can knock him out. I think he's gonna submit him. And I didn't even know this, but his submission prop is lower than his knockout. Plus 600 knockout, plus 400 submission. You got 3 rounds. Personally, man, call me crazy. Ronaldo Rodriguez and Borjas, I think they kind of feel each other out the first round, start striking mid first round, really going at it, feel each other out, and then I think that's when Ronaldo, with the cardio and everything, could submit him in the second or third. Ronaldo Rodriguez by submission in rounds 2 or 3 plus 900. That's pretty nice.
Little club and sub action.
So I'm gonna do that. So Ronaldo. Okay, in rounds 2 or 3. Vince Morales by submission plus 1400. We'll sub. No, I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna do something smart. Manuel Torres. I'm gonna do Manuel Torres just round 1 plus 230. Plus 3200. Those 2 legs. I like it. I'm betting it. $25 returns 800. All right, you talked me into it, Dill. So Ronaldo, I got a money line and a submission prop round 2 or 3. You heard it here first. Moving on to the featured prelim. Edgar Charriez Perez versus CJ Vergara. And I do love CJ Vergara. I think he's game opponent. Unfortunately for him, he's fought 2 very good flyweights. He's fought Azul Almabayev, went to decision with him, and then he got knocked out by Ramazan Tamirov, who just fought Charles Johnson. It's aging pretty well for CJ because he just beat Charles Johnson. And then you got Edgar Charez, who just is coming off a loss against Joshua Van with a close competitive fight. I don't want to say close, but he didn't get his ass completely beat. He's tough. So you got Charez, 29 years old, 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. CJ Vergara, 33 years old, 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. So he's going to be at a 4-inch reach disadvantage, and I think that really hurts Vergara in this fight. And Tapology agrees. A lot of people think Charez is going to win by decision, apparently. I think Charez finishes him. I know CJ Vergara is not easy to finish, but I think Charez is different. I think he submits him, to be honest with you. He's been submitted once by Tetsu Taira, and then some random named Devin Miller with a 5-3 record on the regional scene. So I do have Edgar Charez. I think one parlay I think I have his money line, just one. He has like a +2 or a -260. But I think he wins the fight. I do have him by submission in one parlay already. So give me Edgar Charez. How about you?
I do like him by submission. That could be a sneaky win there. But I'm gonna go with the underdog. I think I got Vergara in this one. I think he's gonna get done. I think he's gonna be more of the sniper, kind of pick his shots from the outside. And I think he's gonna be my dog of the card.
All right. Why is that? Like what do you see in that though? Like why do you I'm just
I just
curious.
think his striking's a little bit sharper. I mean, he lands more per minute. He lands 5 shots a minute, and Charas absorbs just as many. And neither one of them guys are going to go for takedowns. So I think he's going to get in there. I think his clinch work is a little bit better too. But
Really?
I don't know. Him being that old, I don't know. I shouldn't say that old, but Charas definitely could get him to the ground and he could get a sub. That could be very sneaky as well. I don't think I'm going to touch this one, but I'm just going to go with Vergara.
Okay. All right. I think Charez fucking deads him, but that's that's why we do this. I love it. Um so we are what now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 5-2 now. 5-2 against each other on the night so far, but I like it. And that's your dog of the night. All right, moving on to the next, we got Adiba Gautier versus Jose Medina. And I'll keep this brief when I say I think Adiba Gautier probably knocks him out cold in the first or second round. But it also makes me very nervous watching his last fight against that Chinese guy on the Contender Series. First round, he almost knocks him out, and then he gets taken down, and he's on his back for like 3 minutes straight, dude. It was not good for him. and he gets out of the first round, gets to his stool, and he was looking at his coaches the whole time, like, "What the hell do I do? Give me some direction. I don't know what I'm doing." And second round, he comes out there and he's throwing everything. He hits hard as shit. And when he hit him, dude, that Chinese guy, he went out cold. He's like a miniature Francis Ngannou, or honestly like a Israel Adesanya. The guy's 6'4" with a, what is it here? 81-inch reach. He's 22 years old at middleweight. Now that's scary, dude. He's 22 years old. Jose Medina's never been knocked out, but he's 33 years old. There's always a time to get knocked out, buddy. You're gonna be at like a 6.5 inch reach and disadvantage. So I think Edebig tier knocks him out in the first or second round, which is like a plus 240. I already have it parlayed. I think he also knocks him out in probably the first round. I know we're in Mexico City. The elevation again, and Gautier doesn't know what the hell he's doing when he gets wrestled. He has no idea what's going on. So if Jose Medina and his camp and his coaches are smart at all, they're gonna tell him to wrestle immediately. Wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. Get him tired, wear on him, and just beat him by decision. He's 22 years old. You can stay in the UFC if you beat this guy. So I'm not betting his money line. Hell no. But I'm gonna bet his first or second round knockout prop. And if I lose that, that's fine because quite honestly, that's the only way I think this Gautier kid wins is first or second round. He's so green and new to mixed martial arts, but he's so physical and he's a freak fucking athlete and he's long, strong, and quick as hell. So give me Gautier knockout round 1 or 2, or else I'm not touching the fight.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, he gave both outcomes that I was thinking of, like Gautier in round 1 or 2 with just violence, or else he tires out because he's never fought in this elevation. And Medina could maybe grind it out. Like you said, if he takes him down, if he gets good takedowns and shots in him and makes him start thinking about that, because he's a turtle on his back. So then
Yeah.
you could get, Medina by decision at plus 650. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna touch this one either. But man, that would be a nice sneaky little two-leg parlay and put Medina with somebody else, and gosh.
Yeah, I don't think Medina's good at all either. I honestly think Medina might be one of the worst middleweight that the UFC has. Like he's just not good. So
Right?
I think they're giving him a not a softball, but the UFC wants this young kid to get experience and win. So
Yeah,
and he's
they're
a
kind of
freak
feeding him to
athlete,
him,
dude.
trying to train him up, a little bit and get him
But
get him right. So
hear me out, brother. This fight reminds me a lot of Robelis to Spain against Austin Lane. This kickboxer, freak athlete, tall, huge, big, heavyweight, and they threw him a softball of Austin Lane. We need you, knock this guy out, and we'll make you a star in the UFC. And not even a star, but we can promote you. And he got out wrestled for 3 rounds, didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He couldn't get up off his back. And then I
right,
thought Austin Lane was gonna do it to this Cuban guy he just fought, that Pinto guy. First round, he almost beats Pinto. Second round, he gets knocked out brutally and gets cut from the UFC. So this
yeah,
fight kind of reminds me a lot of that fight. But like I said, if I lose because Gautier can't wrestle or anything and he loses, that's fine. But I'm betting first or second round knockout, and I'm also betting uh, round one because I think he can. You know, he's his fastest and most powerful in round one. He only needs like 3 or 4 of those punches to land, dude, and he's gonna go nine nights. So give me guts here.
yeah. It's gonna be a fun fight to watch for sure.
It is. And speaking
I
about
mean,
the next fight, dude, this. Sorry,
oh yeah.
were you? No, we can go. We can go. You can say what you need to say. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that we need to see what his takedown game's like. That was it. Just his takedown defense game and just see. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. Just watch.
No, we definitely do because it's dude. He's super green in mixed martial arts. When he got taken
Yeah.
down by the much smaller Chinese guy, guy had great technique, but He literally got thrown to his back, and he immediately is looking over in his corner like what? He had no idea. He seriously was.
Right.
He did not know what he was doing. He seems to learn quickly though, and I forgot who I listened to, but they said he's been training and wrestling with one of their uh, sambo wrestling champions. God tier has been
All
like
right.
for like a few months. That's
I
awesome
like
to hear.
that.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next fight. This one is awesome. We got Melquez Acosta versus Christian Rodriguez. Acosta is 28 years old. I always think he's older than 28 for some reason. He's 28, 5'10", 71-inch reach. And you got Rodriguez, 27 years old, 1 year younger, 5'7" with a 71.5-inch reach. So Rodriguez is 3 inches shorter with a half of an inch reach on him. Um, man, this fight's gonna be very well matchmaking. But I think Christian Rodriguez is the better fighter all around. I'm just worried about his last time he was out. I don't know if it's his last time, but the last fight he lost, he got
The
fucking
Rosa.
submitted. Yeah, he got submitted by Julian Erosa. Yeah, his last fight was Austin
Yeah.
Bashi, and I actually bet him, and he was an underdog. But Julian Erosa getting submitted with like 10 seconds left in the first round, and it wasn't even that great of a submission. I did hear on an interview that he panicked. He said he just panicked, but man, Christian Rodriguez is solid. He does a lot of the stuff just right, mostly all the time. He's got cardio for days. You saw against Isaac Bulgarian. He beat the shit out of Isaac in the third round, and he survived the first and the second to win. Man, I early on in the week I bet Costa in like two parlays money line because I think he can submit a lot of people in that division. Look what he did to Andre Feely. But I'm more leaning towards Christian Rodriguez now. I think I have like one or two parlays just as money line. So I'm not going to be too invested in this fight, but it's Mexico City. Excuse me. I think more people. Oh wow, more people, more fans like Christian Rodriguez, and he's more marketable. He did just sign a new contract with the UFC, so if the UFC has anything to do with judging and shit, they're gonna edge it out to Christian if it's a really close fight. But I'm gonna hear me out. Last thing I'll say, um, if Costa doesn't finish Rodriguez early, first round or the early in the second with a submission, because I think that's the only way, then Christian Rodriguez is gonna walk away with the fight and just beat him up, beat him up, beat him up, and Costa's gonna gas out and he could potentially finish him. So I see a little more upside on Christian's side. So I'm gonna pick Rodriguez for sure.
I like C Rod as well. I wish he was an underdog. That'd be kind of nice. But I also do like Southpaws fighting Orthodox. I know Costa's more of Southpaw stance, and Rodriguez is just kind of in your face, the regular. But I do like Rodriguez, and I think it's going to be decision as well. So Christian Rodriguez by decision at plus 150. Yes, sir.
Awesome. I like that too. I didn't know that was plus 150. I like that. Yeah, that's me a great fight. Middle of the card. Dude, they got a lot of good fights on this card. You got to give it to them.
But you're right. That one's
UFC.
greatly matched. I feel like that too.
Yeah, UFC does it again, man. Both of them coming off wins, credible wins. So, next fight, I won't go too deep into this. I really do think, um, Julia Polistri is gonna win this fight. Um, I don't know. I just think Lupi Godinez is coming off two losses and losing to Mackenzie Dern. It's never a great look. Mackenzie Dern's kind of fading in this day and age in the UFC now. Um, yeah, no rhyme or reason. I'm not betting it, but give me Julia.
All right, I get that. I mean, it's not a bad underdog to pick. I don't know if I want to quite turn my back on Lupe yet. I like Lupe, but yeah, two losses does not look good, and I don't know if I'll bet this one either. But that's not that great a prop. I mean, Julia just money line is plus 230, and then Julia by decision is plus 250. But I understand. I guess it's kind of a women's fight, so
Yeah.
I'm if you're feeling risky, just put a money line, but probably not for me.
Yeah, dude. All right, moving on to the next fight. I don't even. I don't know, man. This, I guess you gotta put fights on, but like Vince Pichel is 42 years old. It's probably his retirement fight.
Yeah.
Um, Fought Ismail Bonfim 10 months ago. Went to a decision, which is pretty damn good look, actually, to be honest with you. Um, I ain't betting this fight with a 10-foot pole. It's probably a get up and make some food fight, unless it, I'm gonna watch it, but I really have nothing invested on this. Nothing between, no hate between these guys or anything. Nothing against them. I just so much more better fights all around. So if I have to make a pick, I guess give me the Vince from Hell Pichel. Give me the
Wow.
big underdog, the older guy. He's taller. Um, yeah, I don't know. I ain't betting the fight, so just give me the pick, Vince. I think he's a dog, so that's it.
I'm putting the loan on Rafa. Rafa round one plus 1200. Why not? I mean, I'm not gonna touch his money line at -500. No, thank you. But I got Rafa winning it. We share the same birthday, so why not?
Hell yeah, I like it. That's all I gotta say about the fight. How about you? Moving on.
Yeah, I ain't got too much. Trying to think.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he lives down there. Rafa. I'm just looking at Rafa with Bloodline. Is that Cub Swanson? It's Cub Swanson with Bloodline. See the coach down there or something?
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I like Rafa.
Yeah. All right, man. Um. All right. Sounds good. Moving on to the next fight. We got two more fights and we're done. We got Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. And I thought, this was an interesting fight because I don't think highly of Jamal Emmers at all. I really don't think he's that good. He got knocked out by Nate Landwehr. I know Nate's always a crazy fucker, but I don't think he's too great. Um, yeah, I certainly would not be betting this fight either for Jamal. Therefore, I have to go underdog or pass because you got Gabriel Miranda. This guy just comes forward, wings big punches. He's got a lot of submissions on his resume. Um,
He just got knocked out by Morgan Charrier, and Morgan Charrier doesn't knock anyone else out. Like after I watched that fight, I thought Morgan was gonna be a
yeah,
pretty big prospect, but that's because he's going up against Gabriel Miranda, knocking him out. Like, yeah, neither one is that impressive.
no, not at all. But I just, there's something about grappling in the UFC. If Gabriel Miranda sees any weakness in his grappling, he's gonna exploit it, man. He's got 16 submissions.
Yeah,
16. Like he's a Brazilian black belt in jiu-jitsu to the fullest. Like this guy knows what the fuck he's doing when he gets you on the ground to snatch your neck or an arm or a heel. Hear me out. Call me crazy. Gabriel Miranda, like I'm gonna make a pick. Gabriel Miranda, I'm not betting it. I just don't think Jamal Emmers is that good. Gabriel Miranda to win by submission plus
yeah,
500. I thought they were
yeah.
gonna give me something way better than that.
Huh,
Um, Gabriel Miranda by submissions in rounds one or two plus 650. Gabriel
or,
Miranda round one plus 900.
huh.
I'm gonna mess with that because that's usually what he does. But what is he usually finishing people in round one? I think. Look here. Yeah. Round two submission, round one, round one, round one, round one, round one, round one, round two, round one. I don't know, man. And Jamal Emmers is not anything, he's not some grappling wizard. I understand, but I just don't really think highly of him. He's been knocked out 3 times. He's been submitted twice. Pat Sabatini submitted him, and Julian Erosa knocked him out. Diego Moises knocked him out, and then this guy Ray Trujillo who's 27-42, submitted him. 27-42, bro. How do you lose that much? You know? I mean, that right there, I didn't even know that. I just looked back on it like Jamal Emmers is nothing great, dude. Fuck yeah, give me Gabriel Miranda fighting for his UFC contract to go out there and submit not that the best fight IQ in Jamal Emmers. Yeah, give me Gabriel's submission round 1 or 2. What do you got?
I kind of like that. I think you're starting to persuade me a little bit. I was gonna go with Jamal Emmers just because I was a little salty about the whole Morgan thing. So I was really high in Morgan there for a while, and then after he knocked him out, and I don't know, maybe had a bad taste of Gabriel. But I like your pick on Gabriel at plus 650 and 1 or 2, and then put maybe something else on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were saying, Julie, I know it's kind of the women's fight, but Julie at plus 250 for winning by decision.
Yeah,
Maybe, maybe.
yeah,
Then
I like it,
early on in the night if you're winning or losing.
dude.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
like
kind of
it.
split on this one. I'll side with you just because I don't know too much about it. But
I All right, and then moving on to the last fight of the night, which obviously would be the very first night, our first fight of the night. You got Austin Hubbard fighting, taking on Markel Medeiros. Hubbard's 33, 5'10", 71-inch reach. Medeiros 28, 5'10", 69.5-inch reach, fighting out of Factor X. And Austin Hubbard's at Elevation Fight Team. I'm picking Medeiros. I'm probably not betting this fight at all. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the first fight with no bets. Um, Medeiros has got to prove it to me, right? Like I don't think he's amazing, um, but he is coming in a contender series. Finished a guy a year ago, and then fought Landon Canonius to a decision a year ago. I don't know why he's not more active. He's 28 years old, a little timid, and then Austin Hubbard always fights for his money, but I don't think Austin Hubbard is that great either. If I have to make a pick, I'm gonna pick Markel Medeiros, but I'm not gonna probably bet it. Like I said, I'm just gonna enjoy the first fight.
I am the same exact way on this one. I'll go with Madero's and I'll just watch this one. Good one to get you warmed up for the card, but probably won't bet on it either.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, that's a that's a wrap for that. As always, I'm going to post a few of my parlays, my favorites on my TikTok. That's all I use TikTok for is that, and I'll post a few on my Tussle Talk Instagram. And if Dylan ever wants to send me anything of his, I'll post that too. I do want to say one of my I made this on the 22nd of March, so I think it's that Sunday, whatever. I picked Vince Morales, Brandon Moreno, Manuel Torres, Luis Rodriguez. $100 pays 1,500. It's a 4-leg money line parlay. Um, and then I have a few other ones, but this is the one I really like. You got. I told you that one. This is the one, dude. Adaba Gatir by TKO in round 1, plus 240. Joe Pfeiffer by TKO in rounds 1 or 2, plus 375. Manuel Torres by submission in round 1, plus 800. $50 pays 7,200. It's like
There
a
you go.
plus 14,000. I really like that. And then the last one, but not least, and then we can get off here is Pfeiffer inside the distance, Manuel Torres inside the distance, Edgar Chairez inside the distance. They're all like plus 120, plus 115. $100 pays 1,000 for those three guys to finish the fight. $100 pays 1,000. Um, and then I have Chairez submission round 1-2, Torres round 1-2 submission, Pfeiffer TKO rounds 1 or 2, those three, $25 pays 3,900. Some of these are really sneaky, you know. And then you got me on the Ronaldo Rodriguez. I submission rounds 2 or 3 with Emmanuel Torres round 1. $20 pays 800. So that's a wrap,
Find your
ladies and
spots in
gentlemen.
there.
I
Like
hope
it.
I hope we hammer some of those again. I like the little 2-leg, little 3-leg props or money line squeezed in there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you watched this far, and don't forget to look at our pages, and hopefully we'll be back soon for the next card.